The more money you save, the more you can do in Walt Disney World. So we want to get you some money back in your wallet, and we're here to talk about some huge money-saving tips that really work for Walt Disney World. Let's get started. Hey everybody, it's AJ for Disney Food Blog, and we are not talking about little, minuscule, save a couple of bucks here and there kind of tips here. We are talking about big tips that can save you a lot of money, and that work usually pretty foolproofly. Is that a word, foolproofly? Yeah, these are foolproof ways to save money for or on your next Disney vacation. So stay tuned. And if you want all of these in a PDF, you can head over to disneyfoodblog.com/savebigmoney and sign up for our completely free newsletter, and we will get you this PDF with all of these tips in it. So again, that's disneyfoodblog.com/savebigmoney, and we will get you this PDF completely for free. Okay, let's get started. Number one, go to Disney in the off season. So go to Disney World when school is in session, not during holidays, summer, spring break. That includes long weekends too, so keep an eye out for those. And remember, schools in different parts of the country may start earlier in the fall or get out later in the summer. So the times you're going to want to think about going are later in the fall, so maybe late October, early November before the Thanksgiving crowds hit. That's usually a really good time to go. Also, the end of January, beginning of February, before you start getting into those 3-day weekends and spring break. That's another good time to go. Also, right when the Easter spring break season is over, so right the kind of end of April, beginning of May, depending on when Easter falls, that's also a decent time to go. So plan to go in the off season, plan to go when kids are in school. That's going to save you some money because Disney's date-based ticketing systems mean that tickets in the off season will cost less than they do during busy seasons and holidays. So use the calendar on Disney's website to find the cheapest ticket start dates. And hotels will also cost less. Rack rates are lower, and there's often more discounts during slower periods. So this is when you're most likely to see things like free dining offered and other great hotel discounts. So all of those things combine to make sure that you're going to save some money going to Disney World. All right, thinking about your hotel again, stay off-site, meaning off Disney World property, or eat off-site. Those are two ways to save a lot of money. So it's no secret that those Disney restaurants and hotels are very, very expensive, and they definitely upgrade the price because they are on Disney property. So you can save big bucks by staying and eating off Disney property. Now there's so many hotels near Disney along with condos and vacation home rentals, so you're not stuck staying at Disney if the costs or amenities don't fit your group. You can often get larger accommodations with more to offer like kitchens, pools, etc. for a much cheaper price if you stay off-site. And there's plenty of restaurants around Disney World, national chains and some more local options. You'll be able to find pretty much anything you're looking for, and it's very likely to cost you much less than taking the whole family to eat at a Disney restaurant every night of your trip. So consider that eating and staying off-site will probably save you really, really big bucks. Also, check back often for deals and discounts. Walt Disney World seemingly always has some sort of a discount or special offers going on. And while there are often some stipulations in the fine print, it's worth checking back often for details. Now, you could score a room-only offer to save on your resort vacation. What that means is that you don't pay for a package, you just pay for the room, and so you pay for your dining and your tickets separately. Disney always has room-only offers going on. You might find a free dining package. You might snag a special offer on tickets like the midday ticket Disney World started offering this year. So there's lots of opportunities to save some money if you pay for everything separately and don't necessarily pay for a full package. Also, even if you've already booked your trip, you can always call Disney and ask if you're able to apply a specific discount. So if an offer is announced between when you book your trip and when you leave for the world, call and ask. It can't hurt, and it might save you some big bucks. Just call them and say, hey, I noticed you have another special offer on the website. Is there any way I can apply it to my current reservation or rebook a reservation with the better offer? And they absolutely will be able to do that if it's applicable. All right, next big tip for saving lots of money, double up on dining savings. So dining at Walt Disney World is often very expensive, and families with many mouths to feed benefit from careful budgeting and planning, of course. So part of that process should include consideration of two money-saving strategies. The first is splitting your meals, and The second is ordering off the kids menu. So many meals at Disney World are big enough to share, and we're talking quick service and table service. So if you've got some small eaters in your group or even average eaters, there are tons of options for splitting meals. For example, Flame Tree Barbecue in Animal Kingdom, one of our favorites. And the platters there are huge and definitely shareable among 2 people. Table service restaurants will allow splitting most of the time too, and they may even plate the dish in 2 different plates so you don't have to eat off the same plate. They just dish it out in halves so you can each get part of the finished dish. Now remember, if you are on the Disney dining plan at a table service restaurant, sometimes you won't be able to split dishes, so be careful with that and double check with your server. All right, if splitting meals doesn't appeal to you, you can always try to order from the kids menu. Now, this is a great tip for picky grown-up eaters too. At quick service restaurants, anyone can order from the kids menu, and at table service, very often an adult can order from the kids menu too, but you'll likely get and be charged for a larger portion. Now, sometimes your mileage varies a bit with table service though, so talk to your server about your options there. But for counter service or quick service, you can definitely order from the kids menu, and usually those portions are going to be large enough for an adult as well, especially with how big the table service portions are. So if you're having a big table service meal for your lunch counter service meal, you can probably get away with the kids meal, honestly, especially if budget is a consideration. All right, next money-saving tip that really works is bringing your own food. So eating breakfast in your room is a great way to save money. A standard bacon, eggs, and potatoes breakfast plate is going to run you close to $9 plus at any Disney food courts. So pick up some cereal or granola bars for quick, cheap breakfast, or bring them with you in your suitcase. Order groceries from a delivery service like Prime Now or Garden Grocer. They'll bring it right to the hotel, and Bell Services will actually hold and refrigerate your items if needed, and then you just call down to Bell Services and they can bring them up for you. So that's a great deal to have some food available in your room, so you can maybe bring your own food with you to the parks, bring snacks with you, and then get away with only paying for maybe 1 table service meal or 1 counter service meal each day. You can also stay at an offsite location with a kitchen or in a Disney Vacation Club villa with a kitchen and cook your own meal. This is a great way to save a ton of money. The offsite location is going to save you money on hotel. If you do end up staying in a Disney Vacation Club villa, that might cost a little bit more than what a regular room would cost, so you're going to want to crunch the numbers to see if that's worth it, even if you're saving money on your food. Now, you can also bring any food you'd like into the Disney parks. A lot of people don't think you can bring your own food into the parks, but you can. Just avoid glass bottles and alcohol. Those aren't allowed, but sandwiches, other snacks, even small coolers are totally fine to bring in if you want a picnic, and then you can basically get a locker and store your cooler in there. So a lot of families actually do that. A lot of families do that at Disneyland too. They bring a picnic and they have a picnic in Disneyland instead of having to pay for the very expensive food. Next money-saving tip that really works, having one member in a large group get an annual pass to score discounts for the whole group. This is a tip I love that many people don't know about. So if you're traveling with a large group and will be purchasing meals together, it may save you some cash to have one person in your group get an annual pass. This is a particularly useful tip when you're traveling to the world for a length of time that makes the pass financially possible. Like if the number of days you'll be in the world works out to be almost the cost of the annual pass anyway, or if you're going to take 2 separate trips sort of within the same year, that might make sense for an annual pass as well. So once that person has an annual pass, it can be used by the group to save money on meals, merchandise, and hotel rooms. So meals are the easiest because you're all on the same tab anyway, and you only have to hand over the annual pass card to apply to the full bill. If you're planning some expensive table service meals and you know you'll all be pooled into one bill, this tip could save you a ton of money. Now, you can check out all the dining discounts associated with the annual pass on the Disney World website, but also note that there are hotel discounts included here too. Annual pass holders often have 1 or 2 hotel discounts going at any given time on the special offers tab on the Disney World website. So check those out. You could get 20, 30, sometimes even 40% off of your hotel with an annual pass, and usually the annual pass holder can book a couple of rooms. So if you have a large group, you can still accommodate it with just 1 annual pass. So remember that annual passes cost a lot, sometimes over $1,000. So you'll want to check that out, crunch the numbers, make sure you're going to save enough on your food, your merchandise, and your hotel. Also including that particular person doesn't have to buy a regular park ticket for either 1 or 2 trips, however many you're going to make in that year, and see if that still works out as saving cash. And speaking of annual pass holders can also get a Tables in Wonderland card. So this is an awesome discount program available to annual pass holders, Disney Vacation Club members, and Florida residents. This gets you discounts on food that are usually better than the Disney Vacation Club and annual pass discounts. This is 20% across the board, and discounts on alcoholic drinks as well. Plus, you can use it in a lot of the lounges around Disney World, which is great if you're looking for a great discount on a snack and a cocktail. You can also use it at food courts in hotels that don't have a table service restaurant. A lot of people don't know that either, so definitely keep that in mind. Now, valet parking at the resorts is also included in your Tables in Wonderland card. You just have to bring back a receipt to show that you purchased a food item in the resort. And the card costs Florida residents $175 and annual pass holders and Disney Vacation Club members $150. So Florida residents would need to spend $875, an annual pass and DVC $750 in a calendar year with the card in order to break even. Now, if you visit Disney a lot and love dining at lounges and signature restaurants, or if you're visiting Disney once or twice with a large group who are all eating together, those discounts and savings can add up fast, especially if you have adults in your group who like to drink alcohol with their meals. All right, next money saving tip that definitely is going to save you some cash. Don't book your Disney Vacation Club villas directly through Disney. Now, if you're planning a Disney World vacation and you want to try out a deluxe resort or a Disney Vacation Club villa, you've probably had a little sticker shock. But remember that you can actually rent those Disney Vacation Club villas by renting DVC points. There are a few groups out there that serve as intermediaries for DVC members looking to rent their points for particular dates at particular resorts. And if you plan far enough in advance, usually 6 months or more, you might be able to hook up with a member who wants to rent their points out. This can save you a substantial amount over paying the rack rate for a deluxe resort or a deluxe villa, so you'll want to crunch the numbers to see if it works for you. And if it does, that can mean big savings. If you're looking for these intermediaries, one that we can recommend is David's DVC Rentals. They do a really good job. All right, another tip that can definitely save you some serious cash is eating a big breakfast or brunch. So planning your large table service, all you care to enjoy, or buffet meal at breakfast or brunch instead of lunch or dinner means you're going to save some cash, because breakfast usually costs much less than lunch or dinner at those table service restaurants. So if you start your day with a big breakfast, you dine with Stitch at Ohana, or pile on the carbs at Chef Mickey's, or with a late breakfast, think 10:30 or later, you can usually skip one meal that day. Basically, you'll eat brunch and then sort of a lunch dinner with snacks in between to hold you over. But starting with that big meal makes sense financially as well, because like I said, they tend to be cheaper than lunch or dinner. So you'll save a few bucks there and you're able to skip one of the other meals during that day. Now, on a related note, you can save a lot by not planning too many expensive table service meals in a single day. It's almost impossible to eat enough to justify 2 large meals in one day at Disney anyway, and they've really been stepping up their games at the counter service restaurants, so you won't be sacrificing quality, and you'll save a lot of money by not doing traditional sit-down meals twice a day. Plus, you'll also get more time for rides. So there's a bunch of money-saving tips that really, really work, and these, I think, can actually save you thousands if you do this appropriately. So if you want this whole list, all of the details on a PDF, a completely free PDF, head over to disneyfoodblog.com/savebigmoney. Sign up for our free newsletter, and we'll get your PDF right into your inbox, your email inbox, so that you don't have to take notes on this video and you can apply these concepts to your next Disney trip. So I hope this is helpful for you guys, especially those of you planning to take a first Disney trip next year, maybe for spring break or something like that. Definitely let us know your tips and tricks for saving money in Disney World in the comments. We'd love to hear from you. Thanks for listening and thanks for watching, you guys. This is AJ for Disney Food Blog, and we'll see you real soon.